Okay. The next morning, I wake up drenched in sweat. Not that anything else was out of the ordinary. Just the usual nightmare. As planned, I woke up 2:30 to check up on Makina. This girl was still out like a light, drooling onto an already filthy pillow. All's well and good. But when I tried to go back to sleep, I found my nerves were badly on edge. Although I kept my eyes shut and turned around in my sleeping bag many times, I couldn't manage to get some rest. When I did nod off into a light slumber, I'd spend maybe 15 minutes in the nightmare, then jerk awake again. The pattern played out again and again, straight through morning. Just how long will it take before I forget that day? What day? Tell me! The memory's glued in place, never fading no matter how many years pass. I can even remember the dull sensation of the weapon against my palm. As I wipe beads of sticky sweat from my forehead with the back of one hand, my half-open eyelids twitch at this torch? I mean, maybe. Touch of summer sunlight. The light pouring in through the window is already intense, suggesting another blazing hot day to come. This is no good. My harsh breathing just doesn't want to settle down. I can't get back into my normal rhythm. This heavy, irritating feeling as though I've got some malevolent spirit swatting on my back lingers on and on. Ooh. Suddenly realizing my throat's painfully dry, I force my leaden body up off the ground and crawl out of my sleeping bag. I pour myself a glass of tap water from the kitchen. It's got a lot of iron in there. It'll help. And then another, and another. I can't stop sweating. No matter how many times I wipe the salty liquid off my face, the beads keep trickling down. In the moment, I realize they're actually tears. I sense someone gazing at me. Nothing's wrong, Makina, dearest. Nothing's wrong. Not no doubt woken up by the sound of the gushing faucet. Makina's sitting up in bed. Her eyes are still bleary with sleep, but her gaze is focused intently on me. I don't cry, there's just something in my eye. It's nothing, I'm just sweating. Rather than embarrassment at letting the girl see me crying, fear at having revealed my weakness takes precedence. Menaced by some vaguely defined shadow, overwhelmed by the need to escape, I hurriedly throw on my running clothes. I'll be back. Gonna run for a while. Okay, beyond pathetic. No matter how many years pass, I'm still a gutless weakling, brought to tears by dreams. I'm always running away from something, always being chased by shadows. Even after my master took me in, this fundamental cowardice never really went away. I need to protect Makina. For her sake, of course, but also for mine. If I were to lose even her, I don't think I'd be able to get back on my feet again. I run into the muggy morning, as if fleeing from that frightening thought. Makina, are you really alright with this? God damn it, what? Very well then. Papa will now rob you of your virginity. Here we go. What is even happening right now? That's what happens, Makina. I'm not even in halfway yet, you know? Let me explain something to you, Makina. When a man set his mind on something, he can't just casually reverse course halfway through, you understand? Okay then, let's get back to it. Ooh, that does not sound good at all. Makina, Wasn't that the figure of speech? It seems you're literally tearing. And having been ripped apart, Makina. What is going on?
てな感じでマキナが2人に
What's wrong with you, woman? When I returned from my run, I found Amine waiting for me in the lounge. From what she tells me, it seems Makina has been acting strangely. Early this morning, the girl visited Amine's room with a somewhat discouraged look on her face, then proceeded to sit around sighing heavily. Sighing heavily. Amine tried to talk to her, but she answered only in vague grunts and monosyllables. Speculating that things hadn't gone well in bed last night, Amine searched for appropriate words of comfort. But when she looked back after taking her eyes off the girl for a brief moment, it seems that Makina had begun vigorously kneading wheat flour dough in the kitchen, cheerfully singing an incomprehensible mystery song to herself. Puzzled at this rapid improvement in her mood, Amine shrugged and went off to the shower. But when she returned to her room, this time she found Makina curled up in the corner of her room, with her hand in her head, groaning miserably. Faced with these absurdly dramatic and seemingly random mood swings, Amine arrived at a bold hypothesis.
マキナは2人いる。これはそういうトリックなのかと。
Are you actually serious? Alright, Amine, first of all, let's think this over real quick. Who would this trick be trying to deceive, and to what end?
いや、まあ、別に私も本気で言ってるわけじゃないけどね。昨日の夜、何かあったのかなってちょっと気になってさ。
Literally nothing happened. Nothing worth mentioning. I do have rough ideas to the root cause of Makina's unusual behavior. The girl's had a heavy problem fall onto her out of nowhere, and it's not something she could carelessly discuss with her friends, but moving around in silence would only attract concern, making her feel even more awkward and miserable. So she forced herself to smile and sing in an attempt at lightening the mood, but soon enough some careless thought abruptly reminded her of her worries. And once again Makina ended up with her head in her hands, sighing and groaning over the problems she can't possibly resolve on her own. The one and only person she can really talk to about all this is me. Seeing tears on my face this morning must have worsened her emotional turmoil. God damn it. Rather than running off in an inept attempt at hiding what happened, I should have sat down and talked to the girl honestly. Looking back on it now, I regret that choice.
それで結局昨夜は男女の性的な行為は営まれたのでしょうか?
No, we did not successfully engage in sexual relations. Well, hello to you too. I mean, why are you even here?
風見さんとマキちゃんが同居するというお話を昨夜天音さんから聞き及びましては。
Was this the big fucking word around town or what?
老婆心とでも申しましょうか。マキちゃんの友人として安閑としてはいられようもなく、結果の遺憾を本人の口から厳しく問いただそうかと思いまして。
Culprit. Look, I don't know how many times I have to say this, but I didn't do anything I need to feel guilty about. Makina came to my room, slept in my bed. I slept on the floor, in my sleeping bag. That's it. Nothing else happened. Clear enough for you?
ああ、だからマキナ、なんか元気がなかったのね。
Oh, so that's why she's down, because you didn't give her the diddly.
風見さん、あなたには失望しました。
God, I fucking hate when Sachi gives me this fucking face. Sorry, why?
いいユージ。女の子がね、男の部屋に泊まるってのは、それはもうやって OK ってことなのよ。
Uh-huh. But this is Makina we're talking about. I really don't think that's universal law. Personally, I've had plenty of stories about women crashing at a male friend's place after missing last train home, then awkwardly shooting the guy down when he tries to make a move.
抱かれる意を決し、いつもより念入りにお風呂に入って、抱えた枕で高鳴る胸の鼓動を隠しつつも、さあ、 いつでも抱きなさいと身構えていればあっさりする。
I mean, that just tells you what kind of guy I am. You know what I mean? Tells you more about the guy we are.
これではマキちゃんの女としてのプライドがズタズタです。
Okay, but what exactly are you telling me to do here?
マキナなら今私の部屋でパン焼いてるからそっと背中を抱きしめて、マキナ、お前が欲しいって言えばいいのよ。
Are they really telling me to do this? Are they really? Oh my god. Look. What if she just shakes me off and yells, "Cut it out!" or something? Now I'm the one nursing the bruised ego. Sulky women are troublesome beyond measure. The representative director of the Troublesome Women's Society, Madam JP, is the prototypical example. Not only will she shriek, "Cut it out!" when you try to make amends, if you actually stop, she'll get even angrier. It's truly incomprehensible. Women.
なんだかんだと大人ぶってはいても、所詮はユージもお子ちゃまね。あんた全然わかってないわよ。
Says the fucking woman with an IQ of 5. Get out of here. Just what I needed. Another pain in my ass.
いい？ツンデレがいやと言ったときはオッケーってことなのよ。わかる？押すなと言ったら押せ！それがツンデレよ。
Makina's not soon though. That wouldn't work in this situation.
それはツンデレではなくリアクション芸人なのではないでしょうか。
In the first place, Makina's not exactly a tsundere, right?
とにかく嫌って言ってても心の中じゃもっとグイグイ来なさいよ。嫌がってる私を無理やりねじ伏せてみなさいよってことなのよ。わかる？
Dear God, how do you get all that from her saying no? Well, sort of, I guess. Maybe,
あなたたちまたこんなところで朝からたむろして、今度は何の悪巧みをしているというの？
Oh, thank God. Yumiko, please help me.
いや、別に悪巧みってわけじゃないわよ。マキナが昨べはユージの部屋に泊まったってのに何もなかったって言うから。
I want Yumiko to be like, I don't see the problem here.
まずはそれが本当か嘘かって話から始まって、もし本当に何もなかったのなら何が原因なんだろうねって、そんな感じ？風見くん、
Yeah?
あなたの他人から誤解されやすい性格や同行した冗談を平気で口にする態度に軽微な問題はあったとしても、決して不誠実だとは思ってはいないし。
I mean, thanks for that. I do pride myself on being a really bad liar.
私はこれでも一応あなたのことは節度のある人物だと認識しています。
What? Well, thank you, Sakaki. You are just a...
ですから正直に言いなさい。イリスさんを抱いたの？
Come on. Who do you... Like I said, I didn't touch the girl. How many times do you people expect me to explain this?
本当に何もしなかった。あんたヘッダーレなの？
Damn it, Yumiko. I thought you would have been on my side. And what do you mean erectile dysfunction? Ugh, you're so damn noisy. Don't all start squawking at once.
お待たせ。パンが焼けたのよさ。
Makina, do we have sex or do we not have sex last night? Tell me.
みんなしてこんなとこ集まって何してんのよさ。
And by tell me, I mean tell them. Don't ask me. Too much damn time on their hands. That's a lot of them.
なんかよくわかんないけど、みんなパン食べる？待望の新作 M8i2 なのよ。
The what now?
M8i2?
Is this some fucking weird ass Makina creation?
そう。M はメロンパンを表す形式記号で、8は8番目に作ったパンを表して、I は制作者のイニシャル、イリスの I。最後の2は改良番号。
Makina, Pastries aren't guns, okay?
2回改良を受けましたよって意味なのよさ。見た目は普通のメロンパンじゃない。何をどう改良したってのよ。
You gotta fucking taste them first before you talk about anything.
パンは焼くと膨らむでしょ。だから表面のクッキー生地とベースのパンの間に波型に型抜きしたパイ生地が挟んであるのよさ。メロンパンの命ともいえるかじりついた時のザクザク感を大事にしてみました。
Sort of like a wing of an airplane, structurally speaking.
そう、ヒントはそれ。錦大帝の羽と同じ構造なのよさ。
That's... no kidding, huh? You've clearly put some thought into this.
まあ、食ってみ。結構いけるのよさ。
How many did you make? I see. The layer of air between the surface and main body really does emphasize the crispness of the cookie dough. That's not half bad.
ハロー、みんなも食べて感想を聞かせてほしいのよさ。どれどれ？
Let me take a look-see.
あ、ほんとだ。なんか今までにはないメロンパン感覚。ふんわりザクザク？私これ結構好きかも。
Oh man, I could get used to this.
でもなんかスカスカしてるわね。食べ応えが足りないんじゃない？
Wow. Get out of here, Machiro. You don't know.
そうね。でも温かい状態でアイスクリームと一緒に食べたら美味しいかもしれないわね。
Oh, Yumiko with the fucking ideas, man.
もうやはり食べ応えが今後の課題なのよさ。早急に M8i3 の開発に着手せねば。
Time for the next one. What, you've already got the next edition planned?
パンと生地の間に井桁を組んで中にクリームをサンドするインテグラルタンク構造にしてみるのよさ。
Oh my god, this woman. You talking about fucking pastries and melon buns, and so we're switching from the flying boat to the flying cigar, huh?
かじりついた瞬間にブビュッとクリームがはみ出る新構造。名付けてワンバイトオーバーフロー。これは売れる。食べにくいけど売れる。
Won't be easy to eat, but it'll make me money. Not sure if I follow the logic there, but you know, a passion for experimentation's a good thing. I love experimenting when you cook. Also, I mean, sometimes I fuck it up though. In a society defined by abundant plenty, something that's tasty but tricky to eat might distinguish itself as high class precisely because of the slight inconvenience involved. The girl might not be too far off conceptually. That's all well and good, but at this point, Amine takes the conversation down a troubling new path.
ね、前から聞こう思うててんけど、なんでメロンパンなのに丸いん？丸いのはサンライズやん。
Thanks to this cryptic remark from our former Kanto resident, what the heck is a sunrise becomes the topic of the moment. Not that I particularly give a shit. Thanks for that. Alright, just gonna be chilling in my room.
ふんじゃ、バイトに行ってくるのよさ。
Or should I say, Makina, our job, room. Give him hell, kid. I gotta, fix up her tie. She's not wearing a tie. Before long, it's 8 o'clock, and Makina's setting off for her shift at the bakery. Watching the girl march triumphantly out of her room, her prototype M8i2 safely stowed in a plastic bag, I nod deeply to myself. Alright then, guess I should get going as well.
あんたもどっか行くの？
Well, yeah, I'm working today myself. Even as I'm speaking, I quickly slip one of my work uniforms, then swing a bag full of tools over my shoulder.
帰りは？何時頃になるの？
Who knows, after I'm done killing people. Let's see. 5:30 or something. As long as nothing comes up, but because it's my job, something's gonna come up, and...
そう。じゃあマキナと大体同じ時間だね。晩ご飯用意して待ってるから、遅くなるときは電話して。
Will do. Alright. Then I'll be on my way.
はい、いってらっしゃい。
Am I supposed to, like, give Mama a kiss or something? Like, I don't know, whatever, I'm leaving. Just thinking... Suppose this still qualifies as a part-time job, but it's different from the normal routine. Today I'm working as Makina's bodyguard. I figured as much. I received a full 70 million in advance payment on this one, so I can't exactly treat it like a game. That sort of money warrants a serious approach and professional attitude. Stepping out of the school gate, I casually turned my head to glance in the direction of the shopping district, immediately spotting Makina in the distance. And burping. After confirming that there aren't any suspicious cars stopped in the area, I start walking after her on the opposite side of the street. And I look up at the sky. There'd hardly be any point to tagging along right after the girl. Easier or less conspicuous just to walk her down to the station in the first place. But I do have my reason for taking a more furtive approach. First of all, I don't want Makina to be aware that I'm guarding her. If she knows I'm protecting her, that knowledge would start to influence her actions in revealing ways, and we don't want that. Even if I told her to try and act normally, an awkward movement would give it away sooner or later, tipping off anyone who might be observing. Not that's bad. If the enemy realizes Makina has a bodyguard, they'll change their tactics accordingly. That wouldn't be much fun from my perspective, as you could probably clearly see. The ideal is to keep both Makina and anyone targeting her ignorant of my presence. Therefore, after following her for a good distance for a while, I begin cutting quickly through the side streets to get ahead of her. If I was targeting Makina, I'd spend 7 days at the very least on observation, trying to get a solid grasp of her daily patterns of behavior. Before making any attempt, I'd compile the most detailed possible data I could on her walking speed, route, and typical itinerary. Sniper, kidnapper, whatever. Any pro would do the same. In fact, I spent some time this morning putting myself in the shoes of an assassin, narrowing down some potential sniping points. This is I devised and evaluated a few plausible spots, simulating attempts at shooting Makina on her way to and from the bakery. But as a target, the girl's genuinely troublesome. First of all, she's a shrimp. Makes for a smaller target, more easily obstructed. Secondly, her actions are frequently hard to anticipate. If the girl comes across some hostess out walking a cute little doggy, she'll without a doubt stop dead and hold a lengthy conversation with the animal. The animal, not the person. On top of it all, there's that fundamentally whimsical personality. If she needs to make 3 turns to her destination, she'll randomly change the road she uses, so it's hard to nail down an exact route. Taking all those negatives into an account, there are 2 spots that seem potentially effective. I take out a hand-drawn map from the pocket of my school uniform. It's a detailed sketch of the terrain within a decent radius of the station, with 2 lines connecting hypothetical sniping spots and impact points. The first potentially effective choice is a shot from on top of the pedestrian bridge over the East Beach line rail track, which provides a good view of the main shopping district area. There's practically no cover to worry about, and the distance would only be about 300 meters, on top of which you'd be hitting the girl from behind, making it easier to line up the shot. Problem is you'd stand out way too much. If you openly set up shop with a rifle there, even a dim-witted grade schooler would point and yell, "Look, Mommy, it's an assassin!" I don't even know if kids know what assassins are. They probably think it's just funny that it has 2 asses in its name. Considering the risk of exposure, you'd probably have to snipe from under the canopy of a parked truck, but that'd limit your angle of fire severely, making it easy to lose track of the target in the crowd. Not too appetizing. I do take a look just for safety's sake, but there doesn't seem to be any suspicious idle cars in the area I marked as suitable for sniping. Snipers need time to prepare. It's not like they're going to just tear up fire a shot from the window, then peel out. Probably safe to conclude no one's shooting from there today. But there's also the second possibility. A shot from the 8th floor of the parking garage south of Mishima Cape Station. Next to the fashion building, currently under construction. The structure itself isn't open to the public yet, so entry is restricted. In other words, once you slip in, you'll be able to spread out a pretty sizable shot without any awkward questions from passerbys. Also, since it's a downward angle, you should get a clean line of sight. The target's short stature won't be nearly as much of an issue. However, the shot would require firing between two buildings, obstructed by an elevated park and the Mishima Cape Station itself. No matter where you position yourself, you're not going to get even a 2-meter slice of visibility. What's more, you'd be firing at Makina from the side as she walks past from a range of 600 meters. If you take the time to identify the girl after she enters your field of view, she'll have walked right away before you can even get a bullet over there. In other words, you've got one chance, and it only lasts a few seconds. Can't see it working without a cooperator, or following the target, or constantly keeping you up to date on her movements. Man, I was looking up at the sky, discussing how how someone could kill Makina. Stopping just before an intersection that connects my side street to the main road. I peer down at the map in my hand, play acting a blue-collar worker new to the area, and while glancing around as if to search for landmarks, I spot Makina approaching from the left. Keeping the brim of my plain workman's cap lower my eyes, I proceed to gaze in her general direction, not focusing on anything in particular. When you start deliberately darting your eyes around looking for suspicious people, you tend to get tunnel vision. Actually end up missing more than you would otherwise. On the other hand, when you take in the scene as a whole, like you're appreciating a fine work of art, people moving in unusual ways will stand out as if painted in vivid hues. Right now we're near the very tail end of the morning rush to work. There aren't many people on the streets. Among the sparse crowd, one man quickly catches my eye. He's strolling along behind Makina, shooting irregular glances while putting on a great show of casually looking around the area. I'm gonna kill him. Complete amateur, any way you look at him. The tale's comically awful. I've seen love-struck middle schoolers stalking their crushes with more subtlety. At a glance, the guy seems to be in his late 20s or early 30s. He's wearing a 3,000 yen pair of loafers and a 2 for 30,000 suit. He's also got on a pair of eyeglasses with unusually thick black rims, perhaps as an attempt at a disguise, but counterproductively they make him stand out in the crowd. I could almost just leave this be, not like he's going to get anything worthwhile. But even so, I'd like to know who this kid belongs to. Folding the map into a neat square and putting it away in my chest pocket, I casually step into a nearby Baskin. Busky Robinson? I'm gonna just call it Baskin Robbins ice cream store. Fuck yeah, I love Baskin Robbins. Oh, what? Okay. Hello? Oh, uh-oh.
8月12日午前8時15分対象者の追尾を開始記録者井原直之
Son of a bitch. Muttering into the mic of the IC recorder set up in the inside pocket of his jacket, Ihara followed the girl from behind with his eyes. For crying out loud, why did it turn out like this? It had been a year and a half since Ihara resigned his previous position in a security company and took a job at IGCS Detective Agency through a friend's recommendation. Detective work had appealed strongly to Ihara since childhood. He did, of course, understand by now that a real flat-foot job wasn't the hard-boiled stuff from the stories. But changing the title on his business card from guard to investigator proved too tempting to pass up. However, even after 3 long months of training, he was regulated to sorting raw material, processing documents, and other desk work, boring shit, and the rare field work that trickled down to him tended to be odd jobs, like investigating adultery or searching for lost pets. Hey, that's doing work. He'd spent the better part of a year waiting unhappily for a chance to flex his muscles a little. Just as he was starting to feel something like regret at ditching the security guard position, a senior employee abruptly stopped by and said, "Chief wants to see you. Get a move on. Your clothes are fine as they are." Ihara's first reaction had been to tilt his head in confusion and try to remember if he'd screwed up anything lately, but then the man leaned down and whispered, "Seems like you're getting a pretty important job." He'd honestly been pretty damn excited for a chance to get some real work, thrilled even, until he learned the important job amounted to stalking a little girl. More than a bit of a letdown. That's a big fucking job. This is Makina we're talking to. She's so happy. That said, this Irisu Makina kid currently tromping along the sidewalk 8 meters or so ahead of him was certainly keeping Ihara on his toes. The girl was constantly glancing around the area as she walked, and if something caught her eye, she'd often come to an abrupt and total halt. Keeping a constant distance was proving very difficult. And even worse, she seemed to have a habit of glancing briefly behind her every time she turned a corner, never failing to startle him. It almost seemed like she might have a terrible sense of direction. That constantly moving gaze could be her memorizing the area, and turning around might be an attempt to imagine the trip back home ahead of time. But according to the documents, Irisu Makina had been living in the city for nearly a year. It was hard to imagine getting lost. That would be a big issue at this point. She's derpy. What do you want from her? Was she simply one of those ADHD kids or what? Pfft, all kids have ADHD according to doctors. If you looked at her behavior as deliberate acts of caution, you could almost see her as well as a well-trained spy. But Ihara knew he was probably deluding himself on that one. Just some part of him trying to make this more interesting than it really was. In reality, Irisu Makina didn't project the fierce, predatory menace of a trained agent. If anything, she looked more like a nervous little chipmunk, fearful of everything around her. I would be. Uh-oh. The girl had come to a sudden stop. She seemed to be peering into the LCD screen of a small electronic toy tied to her belt. Unless he was careful, Ihara was going to overtake her. He knew the girl's destination, so it would still be possible to resume surveillance even after passing her, but for now, he wanted to keep observing from behind. Ihara slowed his pace a little, then reached into his inner jacket pocket and pretended to search for his cell phone. "What are you doing? Hurry up and get walking." At this rate, he was going to walk right on by her. It'd be hard to stay out of his target's field of vision much longer. At this point, maybe abandoning the surveillance outright would be the best. It would be easy enough to take out his phone, check his mail, then abruptly turn around as if called back on some urgent errand. What do I do? Time to call it a day? 5 meters from his target, Ihara decided to make his mind up one way or the other within the next 2 meters. What the fuck? But as he continued his slow approach, Irisu Makina suddenly looked up from the toy at her waist, then broke into a pattering run. Damn it, she's completely unpredictable. What now? Run after her? He knew the girl was headed to the bakery, so it probably wasn't strictly necessary, but there wasn't much point in a surveillance mission if he couldn't keep her in his sight. Guess I could just pretend to be worried about the time. Looking down at his watch, Ihara jerked with feigned surprise and started to break into a run. But with his very first step, an unexpected impact brought him to an abrupt halt. Oop! Sorry. A man in a pea green work uniform had suddenly stepped out from a side street directly into Ihara's path. The laborer was wearing a cap of the same color, lower over his eyes. In his left hand, he was holding pieces of a map that looked like a crude map. Very, very sorry. Are you okay? Okay? The man bowed his head apologetically. Must have been looking at his map as he walked. Judging from his awkward Japanese, he probably wasn't from around here. For some reason, there was a timid half smile on his face. When Ihara followed the man's gaze down, he couldn't help shouting out loud. The breast of his suit was covered in thick globs of ice cream. When he took another look, Ihara realized the man was holding a half-eaten ice cream cone in the other. My Baskin Robbins! Looked like one of those Patapong shower numbers from that Baskin Robbins place kids were talking about these days. Oh, sorry. Go, bye. Fuck, I'm really bad at this. God damn it, Yuji. Don't say your name. Fuck, shit. Speaking cryptic words in a remorseful tone of voice, the man started rubbing at Ihara's suit with his bare hands.
こら伸ばすな余計に汚れるじゃないかもういいやめろ
No, let me help. A pain, Dariman.
おいやめろってどこ触ってんだよもういいからあっち行けよ
This is actually amazing. This is not good. Gathering this much attention on a tailing job was a huge plunder. While warding off the man persistently trying to clean his suit, Ihara hurriedly turned his head in search of Irisu Makina, but the girl was already gone. At least he hadn't been outright discovered by the subject of his surveillance, but continuing to tail her after this would be very difficult. It'd probably be best to withdraw for the moment, then resume shadowing the girl after she finished at her part-time job.
もういいって言ってるだろお前不法就労者じゃないだろうな
No, you mostly see those in America. The man visibly flinched at the word illegal. Finally abandoning his inept attempt at brushing off Ihara's clothing, he pulled his cap down even lower over his eyes. Jazz! And with this parting remark, the man in the work uniform beat a hasty retreat.
何なんだよあいつは
Hard to pin down his nationality even. Fresh off the boat from Vietnam? Maybe the Philippines or something? Whatever the case, things just hadn't worked out today. Ihara reached inside his jacket to switch off his IC recorder, and in the next instant, he let out another reflexive shout. It's gone. The slim metal recorder that had been in his interior jacket pocket was gone. Get fucking annihilated. When Ihara moved his hand to the opposite pocket, the cell phone he'd left there was also missing. Disbelieving, he reached to the rear pocket of his pants to discover his wallet had vanished. God damn! Fucking... He quickly spun around, but the suspicious foreign laborer had completely disappeared.
嘘だろ
Dude, you got fucked. Now Yuki Ihara fought a powerful urge to lie down on the sidewalk and curl up into a ball. I would have done that. Die. In a narrow, dim alleyway, 2 streets removed from the station plaza, a laborer was sitting on a stack of beer cases, humming the Lightspeed General Dakimakurov theme song to himself. All the while looking through the contents of a wallet, the fruits of his day's labors. There were 17,000 yen. Wait, hold on. There were 17,000 yen in bills inside. A small purse had another 657 in coins. Not a big haul by any means, but nothing to turn your nose at. Inside the card's sleeve, there was an ATM card from a bank, credit card, patient registration ticket from a dentist, proof of membership at a video rental shop, and a driver's license for standard cars with a gold stripe. Other than that, we've got 20 convenience store coupons. Considering he's walking around with them, doesn't look like these you get used too often. Methodical, but a little too much pride for his own good. The back of the dentist's ticket revealed that its owner last visited half a year ago. The man must have been going for regular checkups to have tartar scraped off or what have you. Definitely the methodical type. Ihara, now Yuki-san, huh? Naturally, the back of the driver's license was blemished by violations. It was a genuine gold license. The man snapped open a small aluminum case he'd swiped along with the wallet, finding the inside full of business cards. An IGS kid, huh? I see.
おい、そこで何をしている?
Nothing! I'm doing nothing, sir! The man in the work uniform knew that voice all too well. God damn it! And this wasn't the first time he'd been rendered half blind by that overly bright flashlight either. Softly clicking his tongue, he got to his feet.
おいおい、風見さんよ。 またあんたか。いい加減にしてくれないか。
What? You just happened to be working that day. It's not like I did anything this time, you
あん
know?
た、なんだその格好。ついに学校をクビになって就職でもしたのか？
Bitch, please. I'm always part of the working world. I'm a working student. This is the uniform for my part-time
な
job.
んか怪しいな。あんた、こんなとこで何やってたんだい？
Skeeving around. Not much. Having to find a wallet over there, so I was looking it over to see if I could return it to the owner.
本当に？あんたが吸ったんじゃないだろうね。
Come on, out of the couple times you've caught me doing something, I've always gone away because I'm never doing anything wrong. Come on, I'm being a good Samaritan here, you know? Here, this is the wallet.
うん。中身の金は残っているようだな。
If I
あん
did...
た、少し猫ばばしていたりしないだろうな。
Oh, look, I was about to say, if I did, it would probably be a lot less than there. I'm not desperate enough to steal other people's money. I work for my food, as you can see.
そうか。いや、冗談だ。申し訳ない。
Yeah, joke. Haha, funny. More importantly, seemed like the owner had some business cards in there.
ああ、これか。何々？ IGS 探偵社調査員伊原直之か。
A detective, huh? Guessing from the contents of his wallet, it doesn't seem like that lucrative a profession.
あんた、中身を見たのか？
Well... well, yeah, of course. That a crime
い
now?
や、そういうわけじゃないが。
No, it just looks skeevy. IGS Detective Company, huh? The Azuka General Security Private Investigative Agency, right? Wasn't that Azuka Satoru guy? That guy that runs it? Who runs it? Sakura Dom Jingajong Alum.
詳しいな。
That name's pretty famous. That's all. Oh, but I did hear they dabble in some behind-the-scenes political jobs as well. Any truth to that?
知らんよ。とにかく、この財布は俺が預かっておく。一緒に交番まで来てくれ。
Are you fucking serious? Again, you know your boss isn't gonna be too happy if you drag me back in.
そうは言ってもな。習得者の氏名と連絡先を聞くのが手順だからな。
Well, this is not playing out how I wanted. Why not just say you're the one who found it? Even if you wrote my name down, Ichigai is just going to have the paper torn up. You'd only be making more trouble for yourself.
しかし。
Come on. Okay, here. Give me the wallet for a minute.
どうするつもりだ？
I'm gonna drop it on the ground. Then you're going to pick it up. That way, you won't be falsifying documents.
わかったよ。俺がここで拾ったことにすればいいんだろ。
God, we're good. Why not at least pretend to pick it up?
はいはい。お、こんなところに財布が落ちているじゃないか。これでいいか？
Good job. Good fucking... Good job. Oh, while you're at it, take these two.
携帯電話と。なんだこれは。
A voice recorder. Unfortunately, somebody or other seems to have cleared the memory. It was just lying here with the wallet.
おい。本当にあんたが吸ったんじゃないだろうな。
Come on. Word of advice. Don't ask any more questions. I'm willing to bet your life's would go a lot smoother if you do go that way.
確かにな。あんたのことは黙認しろと上から言われている。けどな、風見さんよ。俺は犯罪を見て見ぬふりをするために警官になったわけじゃないぞ。
And I'm not saying you should. You have my word. I'm not looking to make you complicit in any evil doing on my part.
風見さんよ。あんた、本当に迷惑だな。
But you love me. Human beings can't live without inconveniencing others.
まあいいさ。俺はここで財布を拾っただけだ。あんたにも会っていない。それでいいんだな。
That works. Speaking from experience, people who know when to keep their mouth shut get ahead in life easier and faster. You'll climb the ladder in no time.
嬉しかねえな。
Thanks so much. Alright, then I'll be going now.
あんまり仕事増やしてくれるなよ。次は本当に逮捕するぞ。
Sure you will. We'll see how well that works out. I'll watch my step. Starving highway robbers in war-torn countries will murder people for the single can of food. Comparatively speaking, a fetched wallet, or filched, there we go, wallet is hardly worth whining about it, right? Nah, not that I'm dumb enough to voice a thought. When people are raised in different environments, they'll naturally look at the exact same things in different ways. But I'm not complaining. The peaceful way of life, not seeing things best left unseen, ignorant of facts best left unknown, needs to be supported from the shadows. And that's the one and only reason anyone would bother keeping trash like me around. Oh, just... I'm not even done with my investigation. I did get a lot of useful information, so... She's gonna be fine. She just had a private investigator, which is definitely something and definitely skeevy.